Talk Stroke. I am your host and stroke survivor, Jerry Wall. For those of you that are new here, I started doing this show to bring awareness to stroke, TBI, aphasia, brain injury, um, and also other disabilities. I also wanted to provide a platform for all survivors and caregivers and experts in brain health to share their knowledge and share their stories from all across the world. And but let's go ahead and get started. This morning's guest is Salud Salinda, and for those of you that don't know, Salud is a caregiver of her late husband, Tom Williamson. So please ask questions, make comments, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Let's Talk Stroke. So let's go ahead and we'll just bring on Salud right now, and she will be sharing her story. Good morning, Salud.
Aloha, Jerry Wald from New Braunfels,
Hello.
Texas.
Exactly. I'm going to go right now and change some of the settings on one thing. So I'm going to throw you in the me in the dungeon. Oh.
You didn't. Aloha, everyone. Anyway, as you get here, I'm just sharing from the beginning because some people do not know Tom and my story. And we got married August 10th, 2014. 7 months, and I was his third. Third time's the charm. But anyway, we got married August 10th, 2014. And 7 months later, when we were on one of our honeymoons up in Napa, Tom had a massive ischemic stroke. And March 31st, 2015. And wow. So that's where the story begins. And anyway, you know, what would we be doing? I think, and I shared this with Jerry this morning, is that I think that because of my background in teaching, and we always went through drills for emergencies and everything, I was calm. I mean, I knew that something was happening. And if you don't know the signs of stroke, I actually did know the sign of stroke. And when Tom started mumbling, we had just gotten to bed and he started talking. And I said, "Hey, are you having a bad dream?" And he said, "No, just go back to sleep. Uh, I'm fine. I'm just tired." But he was slurring. And so I turned on the lights and I jabbed him and I said, "You're not drunk." And I looked at him and I went, "Oh boy."
Did
So
you do it?
yes, I knew. I knew.
Wow,
And
that's
so
crazy.
huh?
It's kind of amazing because, like, for me, I didn't know what a stroke was. I just thought, oh, what's going on?
Yes. So because of that, I looked at him and I told him right away, "Sit up." He could not sit up. I told him to smile, could not smile. And I
Wow.
looked at his eyes and they were, and I asked him to raise his arms. Of course, nothing. And I immediately called the front desk and I said, "I think my husband's having a stroke." And they
Oh,
called 911 because I figured I'm not going to call. They know exactly, and everything. And I needed to make sure that he was not going to smother. And so they sent the security guards up to make sure I was okay. But in the meantime, I'd already made sure he was not going to smother. I got dressed, got the telephones to the chargers, my bag, and everything. I was ready, answered the door. And when the guards came in, they made sure I was okay. Everything was fine. And then they went down to get the paramedics and the fire department because it's a resort. And so
sure.
they went down there, got them upstairs right away, and they did what they needed to do. Of course, they were checking to make sure he wasn't on drugs or whatever, but they realized right away they needed to get going.
Right,
And
right.
as soon as he started slurring and everything, I looked at my watch. And so yes, that's another thing that,
Who
and
knew that? I mean, a lot of people don't know. I mean, I never would have, Barbara never would have done that because we didn't know,
yeah,
the
yeah.
signs of stroke.
And that's why it's so important to keep on sharing these things that we know and have experienced, and we never know who's listening, watching, or needs to know these tips, like,
Yeah.
or things to know about stroke, TBI, aphasia, and everything. So uh, they got us right away to the Queen of the Valley Hospital up in Napa, which was uh, 5 miles away. And we were Kaiser, but Kaiser in Vallejo was 5 miles, 9 miles away. So they take the closest one, just for everyone to know, And so when he got there, they took him into ER right away and figured out what kind of stroke. But I'd already given the time that it had started. They figured out that it was a massive ischemic stroke.
Right.
And so, because of the timing, the doctor came out and told me, well, we can give him the TPA. And I said, what's the prognosis if he gets that? And he said, 92% positive. Okay.
Wow.
And I said, well, then let's go for
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah.
because Tom and I, even though we had just gotten married, we discussed what would happen if something happened to either one of us that was pretty major.
Right.
And he wanted DNR, so I knew that, but because I was the one that was going to be making the decisions at that point, and of course, we hadn't even done anything yet about me being able to decide for him because we had just gotten married.
Right.
So his trust at that time, his will and everything, and his health care, everything like that was with his second wife who had passed away. So I told them, oh, yeah, we have everything down in Southern California. So,
Wow.
of course, they couldn't ask me for the paperwork.
I just to interrupt is when you mention about the TPA, a lot of hospitals, some, not most, but a lot of hospitals, emergency rooms, they don't, they won't carry the TPA because it's like 55 or some $1,000 just for that. So that's why they don't carry it. So everybody, if they're out there, something to consider, to think about.
Yes.
I didn't know that until from another ER doc I talked to.
Yeah. Oh, the one over there that you've
Yeah,
had.
the one,
Yeah.
who that are that was on the show.
Oh, no, whatever his name was.
Ortiz, Dr.
Yeah.
Ortiz. That's why they don't carry it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
TPA shot, which reverses the effects of stroke. So I saw Kelly with a question mark on that. So
Yes. And and I am on my phone, so I don't really see the comments unless
right,
you just say something, and I do, it's like very tiny. And
yeah,
aloha everyone. And so anyway, yes, I see the TY. Thank you.
yeah,
And so anyway, so that started our journey.
yeah,
And of course, I was going to be his caregiver. And he was at Little Company Mary, Queen of the Valley in
right,
Napa. As soon as they were going to have him stabilized, they were going to be moving him down to Vallejo. But I said, "You're not moving him until he's stable enough, because then it would have been a ambulance ride." And you know, over at that point, from that would have been about 13, 14 miles from, because remember, from our timeshare. Oh, okay.
I,
Gene
I,
went,
yeah,
oh, shock from the TPA. Almost.
wow, unbelievable. I never knew.
Yeah. So, the thing is that, when they ask us, what are you allergic to? If you're allergic to anything, obviously Gene was
Yeah,
probably, but the thing is who knows that,
right, exactly.
and so you just have to take the thing of realizing, okay, it's that kind of stroke that can have the TPA, and thank goodness it didn't kill Gene.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. And the TPA, there's more people asking again who are jumping on about the TPA. And the TPA, I just know it reverses in an ischemic stroke to
Yes.
to reverse the effects of a stroke, but you've got to get it within a certain amount of time.
Yes, before it was within 3 hours, and now I think they've lengthened it to 4 hours. But that's why it's very important that if you know something is going on and
Yeah.
you're not really even really sure that it is a stroke, look at the time and register it or write it down,
Well, I never
because
knew that.
anyone is going through something traumatic like that, you might not remember those little details. And I see some people, should I go ahead and say hi to some
Yeah,
people?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I see Virginia Bruce from Florida. Uh, I see, oh, wait a minute. Okay. I see Katie. I think you're in the UK or something.
Yeah.
Kelly Grant from Fort Worth, Texas, Naomi from Washington State, Marcy from Maine, and Marina Ramos from Virginia, Stephen Albright from Dayton, Dayton, Clayton, Ohio, and TBA did nothing for me. So yeah, so the thing is that yeah, continue making your comments, you guys.
Yeah. At
But
least
I
I'll
just
just.
can't. We have
I
so much
hate to.
to cover,
Yeah.
So
Okay, Zane Wright, nice to see you. Facebook user, that could be our Laura, I believe. Um, Lynn, Susan, Renee, Luna. Um,
oh, Renee. Okay, let me explain who Renee Luna is. Because, and this is what I tell everyone, you know what? As we're going through life, I met Renee and Bert on my way back from Texas, and they're actually here.
oh, she'll be back on a little Wi-Fi, I guess. But Yvonne, nice to see you. Demont, Cheryl, I hope I didn't miss anyone. Marina, nice to see you guys here. It, Salute is probably because of Yvonne's comment. Hello, gorgeous and naughty.
No, it asked me to give permission to for my camera and microphone. How weird. So
Wow.
anyway, um, yeah, I don't know now where I was. That's
Well,
why I tell everybody we all have to work on our memory,
oh,
and
yeah.
yeah. So um, anyway, yeah. Where was I, Jerry?
Well, I know. Look, of all me, T. Nice to
Oh,
see you.
Renee and Bert.
Yeah.
They're actually here in San Diego County, but they're selling their home and moving to Texas. And
Yeah.
I was on my way back from Texas. I break up my drives, and stay either at timeshares or hotels. And that day, we happened to be at the same place in Fort Stockton, Texas.
Yeah.
And her husband, Bert, met me in the elevator and asked me some questions, and he said, "Oh, my wife needs to meet you." Well, guess what? We are friends now. We've gotten together and everything, and that's why, even though we're all separated, and that's part of what this whole thing is, because we have some pictures, is that you know because some people say, well, people have disappeared from their lives. And I really do believe that sometimes that the people around us don't know how to deal with what's going on. And
Very true.
and they're afraid. But the thing is that I, here meeting everyone on social media and
Right.
getting to know all of the community, and then also saying, hey, we never know who is watching and may need whatever we're talking about or sharing. And
Absolutely.
several of the people have, like Elizabeth Swecker,
Yeah.
shared with me on Messenger, when she had her stroke, that
Yeah.
she saw Tom and me on our Tom and Salud's real life redo. So, but that's, it's so wonderful. And here I am in Oceanside, and Bert and Renee are busy, getting their home sold and everything else, but they made time to come here.
Nice.
And yeah, yeah. And even some of my other friends, I'm sharing these things
Yeah.
because, like I told you, I spoke with Bill Core last night.
That's
And
incredible.
I've sent this out to quite a few people. Some people will be doing hashtag replay. But, like being able to messenger video chat with so many people here.
I
Look
know.
at Von Kant Pateras from Athens, Greece. I
Right.
gave her a challenge, okay? And some of you that don't know her, oh, look, wait a minute, hold on. I have them right here. The first one was when we do the Qigong, the swimming dragon. Oh, look, I don't even know which. So here is Percival. She wrote a poem
Yeah,
for
I
him.
knew that. Yeah.
Yes. And then I also made a turtle that time. And so she wrote a poem, BA, the incredible Mr. T. And then just recently, I'm here again, and I did a stuff a bear thing, but here's a
Right.
unicorn. And anyway, she wrote a poem again and sent it to me on Saturday. The whatever penny, and I did read it yesterday. So, oh my goodness, that's why it's so wonderful to be able to meet people here. Some people feel that social media is bad. Oh, I just am getting a message from she's working and can't dial in. But so, you know what? That's why it's coming down. Sorry. Anyway,
No,
you
it's
know, there are so many shows and different things, and we can't be everywhere and doing things all the time. And some
right.
people feel that social media is bad, whatever. But the thing
Right.
is also could be good.
Well,
You know,
right.
yeah.
And for me, it's been almost like life changing because I don't know, we talked, I was the only one who had a stroke at 49, and I met all these other people. We met, I mean, and everybody here, I mean, it's really, I love it. So for me, it's good. And but we should get back on one thing here. I really want to bring this picture of our dear Tom with you in the hospital with the trach and all that. Is that, do you want to,
Yeah.
with that?
The first one
Yeah. It just,
with him in the middle
yeah,
and me in a red. Yes.
right.
You guys, I sent Tom, I sent Jerry so many pictures yesterday. And this is when he was at the subacute. So he was in the hospital and everything else up in Northern California until Kaiser flew him down to
Yes.
back down to Southern California. And this is at the subacute. And that's our dear friend Dennis, or John Mancino, and Tom, all hooked up. And if you notice, he has mitts on his hands, and because he was a Houdini. And, the first night that he was there, he pulled out his trach, and they called me before I was even down the hill and said, he's okay. He just pulled out his trach. So,
Yeah. That, I mean, he's done that. You had to cover his hands many times.
yes. And then also, when he came home from the acute rehab, because the subacute was 101 days. And so they did, and I did share some photos from there. But, and I will be posting more of those on Tom and Salud's real life redo, because whatever. Anyway,
Absolutely.
anyway, the thing is that Tom was really good at taking things apart and putting it back together. And I guess he figured, oh, if he takes something apart, he'd be able to put it back together on him. And
Yeah.
but he, at the acute rehab, they made sure I was going to be able to put the trach back in, and I did. the very first
Incredible.
time,
Wow.
because the caregiver was watching and I was cooking dinner and she says, Salud, he just pulled out the trach. And I said, oh. So I got everything ready, was able to insert it because it was immediate. But then another time, anyway, he was
Yeah,
a Houdini. And that's
it's
what I
so
called him.
amazing. So
Yeah.
amazing that they allowed you to put it back in. I mean, that's just.
Yeah. Well,
Wow. Did you want to?
of course not. But I had to, because the trach, it closes up immediately,
Yeah.
pretty fast. So, and the next time he did pull it out once we got home, eh, that man was,
Houdini.
he must have done it the minute I put my head down. I was sleeping in the living room with him on the floor on a mat. And, and I had my alarm clock set for every hour and a half to make sure to check on him.
Right.
And I looked, he had it neatly put to the side of him. And of course, I got everything ready, tried to get it in. I was not going to force it. It would not go in. So eventually what I did was I got him dressed, put him in the car. I let the caregiver sleep because I wanted her awake during the waking hours.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
he did that. I think I took him to the hospital about 2 o'clock in the morning. Got him there. The ER doctor had a hard time putting it in.
Wow.
So can you imagine? But yes, they made sure I knew how to put it in. That was the acute rehab. And then also, before they even sent him home with me, they wanted to make sure I knew how to transfer him in and out of the bed, transfer him into the shower bench.
Yep.
And what else? Pretty much, they made sure I knew how to do everything.
Right.
And
Right.
we had, and any caregiver that we had, I showed them also the way we learned. And he stayed pretty safe. And I didn't want anybody getting hurt.
Not at all.
As a matter of fact, he did fall out of bed well, he did that several times. And
Yeah.
he never broke anything. And I looked up and he goes, help. He's standing up at the foot of the bed. And I said, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm going to fall. And I said, no, Sherlock. And kaboom. And that caregiver, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. Tom really, chose really great hours. Anyway, the caregiver came out and was ready to pick up Tom. And I said, he got himself on the floor. He's going to get himself back in the bed. And that was that was in September. He came home September 15th, 2015.
I always say, poor Tom. Maybe we go back. One thing is that
Yes.
you got married, and then 7 months. If anybody doesn't know, 7 months after you're married, that's when he had his stroke.
Yes, I shared that in the very beginning when you kicked yourself off the curb to the curb there.
But yeah, but there's still some people here. Like
I know,
Lynn, nice
I
to
know.
see you. Corinne, they're nice to see you. Lana and Tammy, Kelly, if we missed anybody, but thanks for being here. We appreciate it. And also, if you haven't done it, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Let's Talk Stroke, because I see some of you watching from YouTube.
Yes, because I sent it out to quite a few people
Yeah.
yesterday. I would have
Yeah.
sent out the Facebook thing, but I didn't see, whatever. Anyway, because I know things are changing. But and that's why, how do we respond to things?
Yeah.
I mean, we could go say, oh, they're changing this again and whatever, or this happened. And yes, Tom and I, we met in 7th grade, boyfriend, girlfriend for a minute in 8th grade, but he got married twice and I never got married. And we re-met at the 40-year high school reunion, but we didn't end up at the same high school, but we just had our 52nd year. And I did go to his Westchester High. And
Yeah.
also I went to my St. Bernard's High School. He had gone there for 2 years. And it turned out that I knew so many of the people from Westchester High because they were coming up to me saying, I used to go to your house and play. You know? And I said, really? Oh my gosh. And then they showed me our pictures because some of them had their class pictures, you know,
Right,
from grade school, you know. So it's really, you have some other pictures. You want to share something else?
I do. Let's see here. Um, I have one. Well, I got a whole bunch of videos too, and
I know.
so what's
How about the Superman one?
let's
And we
see.
don't have to play the whole video. I can just explain.
This one right here. I'll bring it on.
Okay.
Let's just, if this is the right one.
Well, one of them, yeah. He was putting on his socks there at the subacute, and it does say there, putting and I put this on something. Tom at the OT at the subacute, putting on socks, July
Yeah.
2015. And notice he was left-sided, you know, where it was really affected. But his massive ischemic stroke was in his brainstem. So he had no balance. He couldn't eat. He couldn't swallow. I mean, you know, obviously. But he also had problems with his speech at the beginning. But look at that. And then there's that collage with, where is it? 3 down from that. I don't know how, you know, where it shows him putting on his shoes, even not just the socks.
Yeah.
Oh, and then putting on his shorts, and he's in bed. He's in bed because, you know, and the OT came in and helped him with that. So the daily living kind of stuff too, and also teaching him to get out of bed. They shouldn't have done that. No.
Exactly.
He managed all on by himself.
Oh, I think I got it.
Okay.
Oh, I got one here of the Taj Mahal.
Oh yes, that's a self-care part. Because remember, we're talking about the beginning and would we change anything? And I shared with you I would not change anything.
Nothing.
Because our journey took whatever it was going to be. Of course, you know, Tom, and I've shared this before, he did make his peaceful transition March 26, 2021. And it wasn't because he gave up or anything. He just had so many infections, and we're not, you know, and I know what caused the major one, but the thing is that his body was shutting down, and I had to get.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which one are you doing?
Getting it right here. Sorry, should have been more prepared, but here it is.
You were. It's okay, Jerry.
You're
doing great, Jerry. Especially since I sent you so many. Okay. This is when we were we were home, and the gal is Kat McGregor Lockhart, and then Bill Core, and some of you have met Bill on our things too, but they knew each other. Bill and Tom knew each other from like kindergarten, I think, or something. That we all went to visitation, and Kat was the one that those two and Tom graduated from Westchester High School, but it was Kat that when they had their 40-year high school reunion, she got some of us that had just gone to the visitation and had gone on to other schools, high schools. Anyway, she got us all together, and that's how Tom and I re-met in 2010. And he was still married at the time. And even though Bill said, "Oh, you guys were canoodling," and you go, "No," he was married.
Yes, wow.
Yeah. Oh, here's that one. So this
small.
one is, yes. Well, oh, okay. Well, people get, you know, I can explain that. That's the one where it's a whole bunch of, you know, some of you all know that I like to do collages.
Yeah.
And he's doing the socks, putting on his shorts, putting on his shoes and then also tying his shoes. And this was when he was at the subacute, and he got to the subacute May 15th through August 24th, 2015. And why am I good at these dates?
Yeah.
Because they're in my head. No.
Absolutely.
And
There's
him
so,
yeah.
Yeah, and you've got so many good videos that you sent that are just, I always say poor Tom, but you know what? Gosh, where is it here?
Well, while you're fiddling around, I'll keep on talking. You can, I can talk, right?
Really? Okay, here's one. Here's one right here.
Oh, do the video. It's a video, you guys, and that's one of our caregivers. And Tom, at one point in the video, looked at me and knew I was filming him. And now watch this. Hopefully, it shows. He starts dancing. There's music, and then look, see, he's dancing as the caregivers helping him, and and then he's like being so goofy, and but that, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then there's one of him singing, because right from the get-go at the hospitals, they had him doing PT, OT, and speech.
Oh yeah.
Before he even went down to the subacute. And the subacute again is, see, he had a trach, and he also had G-tube. So he was at a specialized subacute. And they would not, if they asked me, is he going to go home or is he going into a nursing facility? I said, of course he's going to come home. So that's why we had the subacute and then the acute rehab.
Yeah.
And so we had 100 days at the subacute, but I was on a trip.
No.
So I didn't get back. And so they actually had him for 101 days. I paid for that one extra day, but it was a whole lot better than having to pay for all those 100 other days.
Absolutely. My gosh. But yeah, I'm going back here, some of these comments. Wow. From T, Tom was a lucky husband. Salud was the best caregiver. So much love, inspiring love.
Thank you, Teresa.
Yes, and Marina.
Because some people don't know who T is.
Yes, Teresa, Lynn, Cosmo. I never call her like that. Sampy. Let's go.
I know.
Teresa, Sampy.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and he did have a great sense of humor. You
Oh
guys, I half the time I'm like this, and normally I could see the comments, but I think this is probably, we figured out that maybe it's better on my phone than on the iPad, because the sound's okay, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I see nothing wrong with the sound at all. And let's see. Yeah, Yvonne saying Tom was such a positive person, and he was.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable.
Yes, and the picture that I sent to Jerry with the collage that he did on the promo, if you notice, it was with Jerry and Barb, Tom, and myself when we first met Jerry in person, and Barb in 2019 when they were in Dana Point.
Right, yeah. And yeah.
So you all can look at that, because I had other pictures around, with Tom and everything too, and us.
Right. Oh, that was a great time. Absolutely. And here's another little video that Tom's with the PT, and he's trying to stand up. I don't know if you remember that right here.
Oh, yes. That is when, and it is a video, but we're not gonna, okay. And then she's talking, but, and she's telling him what to do. And this was in, that was in 2015 also, or 2015. He had some really great PT, OT, and speech at the subacute and at the acute rehab, but this is at Kaiser in Southern California. And I did take him once a week. We were there for three different therapies, and we just made sure. Because they didn't want me to have to pack him up and drive him down there, different days and everything. It was so much easier to just get him there, and he did well. He did well. It wasn't, and like people said, he did have a really great sense of humor and a positive mental attitude, because he never said, "Why me?" He never did.
Yeah, and this is so funny. I know you don't like me reading the comments, but they're so
That's okay.
some are clever. I have to just skip to one part that Stephen is saying. Frank Sinatra, help me learn to speak clearly again. Isn't that one of the songs? And Kelly, so thank you. Oh, yeah. Kelly, I was blessed to know Tom and hang out with him for the weekend, and it was a blast. I mean, and Salud, you didn't take any crap with anybody. We went to some restaurants. You scared me. I actually have one that this one is a really, really good one. I hope people can see it. There's this one right here.
Oh yeah, I can explain. He's getting out of the car,
August 22nd,
and I am filming, so I am not helping
2019.
him.
And here's Tom. He's going to get out of the car by himself.
So I'm talking, but that's okay, Jerry. It just shows that, see how his arms are going up?
Range of motion.
So wait, Tom.
Yeah.
Make sure you have
and I'm coaching him
position
on how to get
Look
out.
At your foot.
Look at his both hands using.
Yes.
Breathe.
Yes.
Careful. Remember,
Tom.
move your foot. Don't just plop.
Yeah, but look.
I know.
Hey, pretty good.
If it hadn't been for his infections and everything,
yeah,
he would.
Good job.
He was making great progress, because we have other videos. So that was him getting out of the car, and then there's one with him getting in the car. And at the end of that video, and you have it, but the thing is I had him put his seatbelt on, and he was using both arms.
I have to bring it up because it's
realize what a little bit in the chair. Okay, good.
And then I said, look, and I said, no, don't look at me.
Plan, look. No, don't look at me. Look where you're going.
And look at how he's standing.
Good for him.
And he's the one getting in the car, and this was in 2019. And then look at his arms.
Good.
Yeah, he was progressing so well.
Yes.
There he is. Okay, buckle up for safety.
Oh, I thought that was the finger for a minute.
Stop.
Just kidding.
So.
But see how he's
pulling
over the seatbelt, and then he was the one that buckled it in. So he's using both
and there you go.
hands.
Out of the car, in the car. So
and that's why I always say, on our show is keep working. Something might not be working yet, but don't give up, because it's keep on doing something. And I did get some messages, and I told you, like, Robin Martinez will watch later on because she's at water aerobics. And that's why, and I see Lynn saying, good job, Tom. Lynn from Pennsylvania. Thank you. I actually, look at this. And I'm standing back here, and this is on the phone. It's like,
wow. Good eyes.
Yeah. Brilliant. Wow. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A great team.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, let's see. There's some, I got a bunch of great pictures here. I'm gonna right here.
Okay, and Tom loved to golf. And when he was at the acute rehab in Downey at the Rancho Los Amigos Rehab Center, uh, they had a paragolfer, and there's a picture of a paragolfer with Tom sitting in it. But he actually drove it also sometimes. There he is,
Yes.
and see, he's buckled in and everything, and then they can make it go up, and that's where he was standing, being able to. That was a drive. He was driving there, but he also was putting. And oh, I didn't even send that pic. Oh, and then here.
Look, kid.
And that's how he stood in that paragolfer. And those things are expensive, but a lot of golf courses now do have a paragolfer or
Right.
two.
Exactly. But it is amazing. I mean, a lot of people don't stick by their spouses or when this happens. Not a lot, but I've seen it, and you've seen it.
Yes. And the thing is that my aunt, who's going to be turning 96 next week, October 7th, she loved Tom.
Yeah.
And
Who didn't?
Tom, yeah. And so she said, you were meant to be together, because I mean, I stayed single all those years.
Right. He was a ladies' man.
Yeah, and he was the ladies' man, and he still is.
Yeah, exactly. So funny.
Yeah.
So from there, he was.
Oh, there's that one where he was putting in at Next Step LA.
Yep.
Can you see
absolutely.
that one?
Yes. It's on its way right here.
And this was in 2019. I committed to staying home for 3 months. Now watch this.
To be able to do any activity, I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter if it's putting a golf ball or what. You have to start. That was good with your posture, right? First thing you have to have is body control.
It's sort of, stutter stops with the video, but I can share those another time. But that just shows he was standing. And I do share some of the videos where Tom was sitting and they had him cross-legged and standing up with one leg, pulling. I thought, I can't even do that,
Yeah, I mean, and no AFO. And I do want to bring up Stephen's comment.
What happens to one happens to the other. As you say, stroke is not for the weak. That includes caregivers. Exactly. That's what I say. Life is not for the weak, because we all, no matter what anybody is going through, everyone goes through something sometime in their life.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So I like to say life is not for the weak, because we have to learn how to respond to whatever's coming across. Yes, stroke changes a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at, with Tom, and then we were just married 7 months.
Yeah.
I know we look old, but
No. Oh no, all my girls always raved about Tom, about his looks, and he's a very handsome man. I gotta bring up, hopefully I didn't bring it up already, but.
No, you didn't. So here's his 65th birthday, February 24th, 2017. And I had a big party for him. And these are just a few of the people. Again, there's Kat, who knew him from way back. And then Gary and Sue LaBeouf. Gary's looking at the picture, he's on the right, and Sue's behind me. And we all went to school together. And then Dennis. And I shared John here on Facebook, but then Ray is in the background, and Tom, and there. Oh, did I send you the picture of us dancing there at that party? Oh, well, you know what? It might be in the collage on the
Oh,
thing.
okay.
I'll share those because anytime there was music that, because I love to dance.
Yeah.
Tom just, and so I would, and that was therapy. That was therapy for him because
Yeah.
sometimes, just even having the arms out and everything and putting back, and he had no balance, but I figured out how to step on that one foot, and keep him from toppling both of us over.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just, yeah.
It's okay.
You got some. I appreciate you guys making all these comments. This is awesome.
Oh, there's Elizabeth. Tom and Salud Salinda are loved by so many. I adore their love story that should live on forever. Thank you, Elizabeth. Salud has helped my husband, caregiver, so much with her dedication and love. I miss Tom, but I am so happy.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
blessed. Salud honors and shares him with us daily. Legendary.
Right.
And I share that I get emotional, Thank you. I had to read it on my iPad because I'm like going, oh my goodness.
Yes, and I don't know if I brought this one up too, but look at all these. Yeah, Robin, such a great attitude.
Oh, I only wish I would have gotten to meet him. Oh, so, and yes, and I think we already saw this one.
Yes. There's your family.
Here are my two brothers. I'm the oldest, and the one to the right, to the left, looking at the picture, is Stephen. He's 5 years younger, and he has two daughters, but this one's only one of the daughters there. And then the one to the right of me is Stan, and he's the doctor, and he lives here in Coronado. And then his daughter, Katie, I think she's now 27, and Stephen's oldest daughter is 37, I believe, and then Tom, and that was at Christmas time. And of course, I pointed out to you that I had a glass of wine.
That's awesome. That's terrific. Wow. Yeah, you do got, and Donna, yes, great family. Wow. Okay,
Yes.
Donna, thanks for being here.
And I saw her comment that sometimes can't find. Oh, yes. And Christy's saying, I truly believe that dancing, working out, yoga, and Pilates, all great physical therapy and helps to improve your healing. And yes, and we did Qigong with Tom and a lot of different things. And, being a teacher, I had all the manipulatives and everything. And I shared one time in a collage what Yvonne, she's got her workstation, and some of the things that she shared in her pictures, it was things that I had at home, and some of it I got at 99-cent store or
right. Oh yeah.
Dollar Tree, or what is it, the one that you go running through the parking lot, Dollar General or something like that.
The dollar, yeah. A lot of people maybe don't know that joke, but speaking of wine.
And then talking about wine, because I know Teresa has seen, and some of you have seen when wine has been delivered, and these are both by Trinitas, but this one is a Magnum. It's 2 bottles. This one's a regular bottle. Yeah. So look at those. It's like, I need help drinking these, you guys.
We still have some of that you brought.
Huh?
We still have some of the wine that you brought us here when you came out here.
I travel with wine, but I'm very careful in how I store them.
Absolutely.
Thank you all for the comments and everything. If this would be a 2-hour show instead of just, because we only have 10 minutes left. Do you have any other pictures?
I do. I have let's make sure that I haven't done it already. Did I already show this one?
Oh, okay. So this is talking about self-care, and this is a collage that I made, and I'll just read Fun happy hour with Judy, Krista, Phyllis, and Sharon. And Sharon Hall did some trips with us, and Sharon and I pushed Tom up and down the hills in San Francisco.
Oh.
So really great friends. But Phyllis is a retired nurse, and there are so many people in our lives that came and pitched in whenever I was going to be gone, or when Tom was flown home the last time. I was not ready to drive down. I was just, I said I knew I needed the time. And so Phyllis went to, and my cousin Candy, some of you know her, and some other people also. Anyway, they went to the nursing facility, skilled nursing facility, to just check things out. And then Krista, her son is, and there's one picture. Oh my goodness. Her son is a talented artist and autism. And they're now in Florida. And he was just at some, something in New York with, models and stuff. Amazing story. And then Judy is back there, and she's one of my wedding planning committee members, so and then Sharon's sort of hidden back there. But just saying, friends to my rescue, thank you for your love and support. So, and then there's one other picture with the self-care. And I'm always encouraging everybody,
There was another one with self-care.
What?
Trying to find the self-care one.
Oh, the one with Taj Mahal.
Oh, that one we have to see.
Yes,
right.
We haven't seen. So, okay, everyone. I was in India here in April 2017, and one of the messages that came down saying I'm at work, I can't dial in right now, was my room. Oh no, I didn't have a roommate, but because I did a single supplement thing. But I went to India in 2017, April, for, I think it was like 11, 12-day trip.
Right.
And that's me. And there's the Taj Mahal. And, but I had everything set up at home, the caregivers, contingency plans, friends that would come and visit Tom in the afternoon while I was gone. And then I also don't sleep much, so I FaceTimed with them.
That's beautiful. There was a video that you sent me with Tom. It was a pretty long one, so we can cut it short, but it's right here. And I'm not sure if what he said or.
He's singing. The one in gray, and I even cut it down because it was a 5-minute thing, but it was too big, so I know how to edit and make it shorter. But he does say who he is, the date, and then he starts singing, because that was one of the things that we did to help him get his voice back. Because like Stephen Albright, so with Tom, it was Beatles.
Hopefully this is the right one, but I do want to say Stephen Albright, bootlegger, he says.
Bootlegger.
With the wine, the vino, as Christy was saying. Here we go. See if this is it. This is the right one.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead.
I'm going to take a Jude.
What's today?
Today's date is June 5th, 2019.
Hold on. Sing out loud.
Don't make it bad. Take a sad time and remember where and go and start to make it better.
Swallow.
Hey, Jude, don't be afraid. you had to go out and get her. The man who had to get the new kid to make it better.
Wow. That's just shows he
And
was,
he, yes. And,
you
and that, he said the date. It was June 5th. I think it was 2019 or something like that. And we were in San Francisco. And we were at one of our timeshares there, and
right.
we had him singing "Hey Jude," "Hey Jude," and some other things. But I chose "Hey Jude" because of that na 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 na, you know,
Right.
and it was a 7-minute long thing. This one I cut it down to a minute,
Right.
but it was sort of hard to hear. Anyway, so.
That was terrific. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Good Tom. Not poor Tom anymore, right?
No, and that I was tough.
I know it was a joke. It was a joke for us that people don't know why I keep saying that, but
Yes, and you know what? You have to have fun.
right.
And if you can't have some humor, because laughter is the best medicine.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and then also just sharing and taking videos, taking pictures, I have so many voice recordings of Tom, and that's what I'm doing on Tom and Salud's Real Life Redo, and inviting people to come on, and Misty Kite Paxton and other people have shown their progress with their speech,
Yeah.
and also just remembering. And I tell people it doesn't have to be someone that had a stroke or aphasia. And if somebody here does not know what aphasia is, make sure you look it up, because
Right.
so many people, and also being able to don't judge people. I'm here at the timeshare here, and we were
Right.
playing bingo last night. And it's
Wow.
candy bingo. You know,
Oh,
there was this one lady that was getting so upset at this other. You go, oh my gosh, it's a game. That's
right.
why I don't like playing games, because some people get really nasty with it. But
Take it too
anyway,
seriously.
yeah, they're very serious about winning, you know, and you go, it's just the fun. And yes, Tom is no longer physically here with us, but I do share all the time. He's always here with me and all of you, because, you know, he, even though he's no longer here, he did make his peaceful transition
Absolutely.
March 26, 2021. Bill Core actually made sure he changed his travel plans, and he said, hey, Salute, I'm going to be in Southern California for Tom's birthday. And I said, well, I'll be up in Napa. And
Yeah.
so he
Exactly.
changed his flight and everything, because he's in Seattle, Washington, somewhere up there. Anyway, Teresa knows where anyway, he drove down to Napa to spend Tom's birthday with me, and then another friend, Nancy, who was my roommate when Tom and I were not married yet. And
Right.
that's when I did the Camino de Santiago de Compostela, and we traveled around for 3 weeks anyway. I only did part of it, but she had to deal with me going into the bathroom at different hours and everything, and talking to Tom, you know. But she, you know, so it's just so wonderful being able to meet people here and being able to keep connected, you know, and sharing the journey. And it is a journey, and every journey is different, because, and I say, don't compare yourself to anyone, because it's your personal journey.
Right.
Whether, and it does affect everyone when something major happens,
Right.
you know, and it's devastating. Yeah. You know, and I've shared that I have clinical depression, and actually Bill was surprised about that with me, and you know, and the thing too is because, you know, we all have those down times. We do.
Oh boy.
And we have setbacks. You know, Tom had major setbacks, but you know what? We didn't give up. It's always be determined, never give up,
Absolutely.
live
That's
life
true.
to the fullest, and dance the night away. And I know it's 9 o'clock, so here are my last words.
It is. And
Oh.
Donna and Paul, nice to see you there. And well, I mean, it went by so fast, but we shared. It could be a lot longer because we have more pictures, videos. But I do want to give a shout out right here to Mayamo, great company. And I know that Stephen just got his. I didn't get it yet, but going through the motions, he already been fitted or tried. I don't know how it was, but okay, everybody's saying it. So you guys, thanks for being here. Any last words, Salute?
Well, those were some of the last words. You know, I can talk forever.
No
You know,
way, really?
and yeah, but really, you know what is we all have a termination date. But you know what? What are we doing in between? And
Yeah.
just keep living life to the fullest. And don't, you know, and I know you share, Jerry, that you think of where, you know, the steps and whatever. But you know what? When Tom had his stroke did not define him.
No.
We continued traveling. And
Yeah.
yes, I was the one that was having to dress him, feed him, give him his meds, everything else. But you know what? He went to a lot of places.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
no regrets. I
And
have
it
no
is
regrets.
funny. It is funny that I posted a little video. This is a few years ago with Barb carrying all of our luggage. You know, because I couldn't carry it. I shouldn't say I couldn't. I could carry some of it, but all the big stuff she was carrying. It's pretty funny if you haven't seen it. But that was a while ago. But yeah.
Oh yeah, Tom. Oh, I mean, you know, it's like I packed, I put him in the
Everything.
wheelchair, I, you know, took him to the
Yeah.
airport, everything else. But I put things on top of him. He was my
Yeah.
Sherpa. And I do have a picture of him when he was well, and I do have to share that because, you know, I said, yeah, you're my Sherpa, you know, and he was. But even after he was in his wheelchair, you know, it's like we were fortunate to have been able to travel.
Yeah.
You know, and I say, and Renee sent me a thing saying free things to do around here in Oceanside. There
Right.
are things. It's just get out of your. I'm here in my timeshare, but I make sure I get out every day. Like
Right.
even go play bingo, and Wednesday it's going to be Mexican bingo, and it's for candy. You know.
Right. Well, maybe that one gal who's bitching and moaning, maybe they won't be here. Hopefully she's not watching. But
No, she's
yeah.
not. I didn't
Yeah.
send it to her. Oh, but
Well, I
even
appreciate
this
it.
trip, I've met so many people.
Oh,
We're connected on Facebook, and also we have our phone numbers and everything.
Yeah.
And they say, whenever you're in this area, come and let us know and everything. So, and that's what I tell everybody here too. You know, I'm not going to drive everywhere. Sometimes I will fly, but I
Right.
do love meeting the community in person also.
Yeah.
But,
Absolutely.
you know, even if we are separated and everything distantly, we can always connect on video chat. Just be
Right.
careful when you are sending friend requests. Always send why you're sending that friend request. If somebody's sending you a friend request, make sure they're not already a friend, because you can look at your friend list,
I've been
because
getting them.
people's things are getting hacked. And
Yeah.
so anyway, we're really over time now, but it's okay. This has gone really fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it does. And hopefully we covered everything. We probably could. We didn't cover everything, but
No, we
there's so
didn't.
much more to the story. Lot of things. But anyway.
Yeah, and you
So
guys, if you have not subscribed and hit the bell to Strive for Greatness or no, Let's Talk Stroke on YouTube, you know, and share it, because make comments. And even if you can't go on everything on YouTube,
Right.
hit the thumbs up. That does help,
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
we never know who's watching. And even here on Facebook, if you make, I don't know how they're doing it anymore, but follow, like, and every so often go in and check out the videos and
Yeah.
like them.
And in 25 minutes, well, 24 minutes, something like that, Salud Tom and Salud Real Life Redo is on. So on Facebook Live. So please give that page a like and follow. And that's Salud. That's right here. Salud. She'll be doing her. I don't know what it is today because I saw it come
It's
over,
Tuesday.
but yes, it is.
Jerry.
I'll look and I'll be seeing a bunch
You
of
know
you
what
out
it
there.
is?
So.
It's Tuesday, so I do know, because spaced repetition, this is another strategy on how to
Yeah.
remember things. I do, it's a spaced repetition. So Tuesdays we do 8 energy golden steps. And then, you know, whatever number it is for today. And then
Yeah.
there's always another exercise that I get from another page, and then the qigong. So and then the poem. And today's poem is Walking with Dr. Seuss.
Oh,
So
okay.
anyway,
Well, thanks for being here, everybody, and we'll see you just a little bit. Robin,
yeah.
nice to see you. All right, Salud.
Oh yeah, Robin and did you already get us off?
Not yet.
Okay. Robin and Alfred are coming tomorrow here
Uh-huh.
from SD though. And
Wow.
today, Nikki and I think Brad are coming here from Orange County. I know they're moving to Arizona, or they already did. I don't know. And, you know, and so, you know, I just really appreciate the ones that do take their time to come and be with me when I am
Yeah.
physically somewhere, you know.
Exactly,
Well, I'm always
exactly.
physically somewhere.
Exactly. Kit, nice to see you.
Bye,
All right,
guys.
we'll see you guys. Take care.